$844-374-5433, 844-374-5433. That's the number to call to speak to me live, to get questions answered about rational, science-based, clinically verified methods of health recovery. What you can do right now today to start on the road to a cure. I said it out loud. Your medical doctor does not know. They're not trained. They're not concerned with how to cure disease. Their treatments are simply designed to manage the symptom complex, suppress the symptom complex, and make you dependent on man-made pharmaceutical drugs and surgical procedures for the rest of your life, neither of which get anywhere near the root cause of the illness. Let's talk about depression. This Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, my worldwide free health webinar, worldwide free health webinar, free for everybody in the world. Depression from the naturopathic point of view, solutions for depression, why the MDs have let us down, why they are incapable of curing it, and how bad it has gotten under their purview, under their care. 350 million people worldwide, that's 5% of the world's population, suffer from major depressive events. 16 million, that's the number of U.S. adults who had at least one major depressive episode in 2012. 16 million. Gesundheit. And that's a lot. 16 million, one major depressive episode in 2012. Women are more likely to be diagnosed with depression than men. The symptoms of depression everybody knows. But look, this is what we need to understand. 16 million adults. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the statistics of depression and suicidal ideation, not only in the general public, but also in members of the military. It is astounding. It is breathtaking. It is demoralizing. And yet, while all of this doom and gloom, pun intended, occurs all of the time, not only in the U.S., but all around the world, it has been while we have given ourselves over to the methodology, the psychology, the intellectual understanding of the disease process by the MDs. While we have given the reins of medicine to the MDs, while we have entrusted them with our health care, which they have turned into disease management, 5% of the world's population has become depressed. Now, is that good for 5% of the world's population, 350 million people? No, it's not good. Is it good for the pharmaceutical industry? Yes, it's extremely good for the pharmaceutical industry because antidepressants sell billions of dollars a year. Interestingly enough, I'm also going to be talking about this on Thursday evening, worldwide free health webinar. When Prozac was introduced into the marketplace, there were double-blind placebo-controlled trials, and placebo, a little sugar pill, was more effective than Prozac at helping people feel better who were depressed. That's right, folks, placebo better than Prozac. Placebo better than Prozac. So inquiring minds want to know if with the MDs it's all about survey this and research that and double-blind this and control that. If it's all about the science, if it's all about the organic, authentic, accurate scientific method, then why isn't placebo prescribed for depression instead of Prozac? You think it has anything to do with the money? Well, I think it does. As a matter of fact, if it looks like a duck, flies like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's an MD delivered therapeutic. Depression is a big, bad voodoo daddy. If you are suffering from depression, your life is horrible. You could have all the money in the world. You could have the best house in the world, the best relationship in the world, the best job in the world, and life would still seem like a struggle for you. The medical doctors will tell you it's just part of the ride of life. It's just life. It's genetic. You got the bad mental health gene. You got the bad brain gene. That's what you got. And we got a drug to help manage the symptoms. This, of course, is a ridiculous notion from the bottom to the top. But because the medical doctors occupy the catbird seat, occupy the monopoly, own the monopoly on the delivery of medicine worldwide, even though their therapeutics fail us, even though their therapeutics are juvenile in terms of their understanding of the pathophysiology of chronic disease, including depression, we give them a pass, we write them another check, and we go back to see them over and over and over again. 16 million U.S. adults experienced major depressive episodes in 2012. I would argue that it's easily triple that people who have minor depressive events and don't report them to a physician. People just feel like crap all day long, comes and goes. They've gotten used to feeling like crap. All their friends feel like crap. They just think that that's life. That's the way that it is, right? It must be seasonal affective disorder. That's what it is. It's because the clouds are piling up. That's why I'm depressed. Oh, it must be because of the traffic noise. Yeah, it's the traffic noise that's making me depressed. That's what it is. It must be because of the pesticides that are in my food. That's what must be making me depressed. It must be because I hate my boss. It must be because of the stress of my life. I really need to take an EST class. I really need to do the landmark forum and wrap my head around enjoying the possibilities of life and stop struggling. It's got nothing to do with any of that. Nothing to do with any of that. Those things can compound the depressive stuff that's happened, right? If you have a paper cut in your hand and you squeeze lemon juice into it, lemon juice is going to aggravate the paper cut. Did lemon juice cause the paper cut? No, it aggravated it. If you squeeze lemon juice onto a hand that didn't have a paper cut, would anything happen to it? No, nothing. Depression is biochemical. Most of the time, it is biochemical. It has little or nothing to do with the situation that you find yourself in life. It has little or nothing to do with the hand that you have been dealt. It has everything to do with your body's nutritional status. It has everything to do with the amount of nutrients that are present in your body at every moment and in time. And it is intimately linked with your mineral status and with your body's ability to metabolize sugar appropriately. All of these things are completely overlooked by the MDs who have thrown the baby out with the bathwater. The medical doctor argues that consciousness itself, the way that you think and the way that you feel, your thought process itself is a function of biochemistry, that there is no such thing as a spirit, there's no such thing as a soul, there's no such thing as God, there's no such thing as anything having to do with anything metaphysical, and that everything that you think and everything that you feel is regulated 100% by your brain chemistry. And so when somebody's depressed, the MD argues, well, it must be the brain chemistry that's messed up. And so what are we going to do? Are we going to attempt to help the body to fix it? No. We're going to attempt to override it and control it. MD-directed medical treatments are oppositionally defiant. MD-directed medical treatments do not want to broker peace. MD-directed medical treatments want to conquer and control. Vide, vidi, vici. Actually, it's winnie, weedy, wiki, right? If I got my Latin correct. Caesar's famous saying, I came, I saw, I conquered. That's what the MDs want to do with everything in the human body. They do not want to broker a peace. They do not want to support the body's built-in, God-given, innate, inherent ability to fix itself because they believe that that is a fiction. Their job is to control the biochemistry of the body in whichever method they deem fit, and the methods that they deem fit change every 15 years. Why? Because they don't work. First, right, it's bloodletting, and then it's large doses of calomel, and then it's large doses of mercury, and then it's large doses of antibiotics, and then it's large doses of pharmaceuticals for everything. And look where that methodology has gotten us. 16 million U.S. adults, a major depressive episode in 2012. 1/5 of 5%, I'm sorry, not 1/5, 5% of the world's population depressed, while we have given ourselves over to the tutelage, the care of the MDs. They've let us down. They're continuing to let us down, and it's not going to change. The only way out of this mousetrap, the only way out of this maze, is you have to fire your medical doctor. Stop going to a medical doctor if you don't need surgery. If you don't have trauma, stop going to your medical doctor's office. Avoid them like the plague. And educate yourself right now, today, start today, about the simple steps you can take to support your body's built-in God-given ability to fix itself, which is a reality, not a fiction. Consciousness, holistic physicians argue, consciousness itself creates biochemistry. The medical doctors have it backwards. They believe that biochemistry creates consciousness, and therein lies the reason that they will never in a million years be able to cure depression, because they do not understand the mechanism inside of which depression occurs, which is the human body. They've thrown the baby out with the bathwater, ladies and gentlemen. We have not. Holistic physicians around the world have sophisticated, reality-based, science-based, clinically verified understandings and treatments which attempt to cure the condition. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of taking drug after drug after drug after drug and getting sicker and sicker and sicker and watching the same thing happen to your family and friends, you have come to exactly the right place. I am your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden, taking your calls. When we come back, visit drglidden.com, become a Dr. Glidden advocate. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Thanks so much for clicking on the link. I appreciate your trust and your curiosity. Last year in the United States, we spent over $30 billion on nutritional supplements, and everybody's still sick. When it comes to nutritional supplements, the recipe is everything. All wine is made from grapes. But there's a great deal of difference from bottle to bottle, depending on too many variables to count. It's the same with nutritional supplements. If you need to spend hard-earned money on nutritional supplements, which you do, because medical insurance doesn't pay for it. Did you ever wonder why? Well, that's the subject for an entirely different conversation. But in point of fact, our position is, in order for the body to work the way that God and nature intended it, there are 90 essential nutrients that need to be imported into it on a daily basis. These 90 essential nutrients are not all present in the food supply. You must supplement. It's mandatory. You must give your body the raw materials it needs every day to optimize its structure and function. You must give your body a fighting chance. So you need nutritional supplements. Well, which nutritional supplements should you take? That's the million-dollar question. I've been doing naturopathic medicine, practicing naturopathic medical therapeutics in clinical settings for over a quarter of a century now. And as God is my witness, I am here to tell you that the nutritional supplements which produce the most consistent, effective results are those developed and delivered by Youngevity. If you have finally snapped out of it and seen the light, if you are finally convinced that medical nutrition is what your body has been missing your entire life, and if you're ready to take a walk through the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, then you need to try Youngevity's nutritional supplements, because they produce the most consistent results of anything I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot in over a quarter of a century of primary care naturopathic medicine. Fill out the form on this page, ladies and gentlemen, click the submit button, and a Youngevity representative whom I know and trust will be in touch with you to show you what to do to support and promote your body's ability to optimize its structure and function. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your trust. I am your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden. Live long and prosper. I'll see you around campus. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. We have a robust chat. If you want to become a member of the chat room, join the community, experience the community experience. talk to other people from all around the world who are advocates of holistic health. Go to drglidden.com, become a Dr. Glidden advocate. It's a $20 a month subscription, and you will gain access to the live video stream of the radio program, the live video stream of the radio program, the live video stream of the radio program. In addition to the live video stream of the radio program, you will also have access to health webinars that are archived, health webinars that are live chats. Every week we do 2 hours of live chat every week at 7 o'clock at night, Monday and Thursday. And during the live broadcast of the radio program, you will have access to a chat room as well. So join the community. You do not know what you're missing. Let's go to Chris in Nevada, I think, a diabetic eye surgery question. Hey, Chris, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Doc. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah.
Hey, I've had uncontrolled diabetes for about 5 years. My A1Cs for the last 2-3 years were in the 12 range.
Yeah.
I've been on Healthy Body Start Pack blood sugar seriously for about 2 months. I'm about 230 pounds. I'm doing 1 healthy blood sugar pack and 2 bottles of sweeties a month for the last 6 weeks or so. But I went to the doctor, and they looked at my eyes, and they said I had some diabetic complications. So I was diagnosed recently with mild PDR with possible retinopathy.
Yeah.
Retinopathy. Anyway, they want to do a laser surgery to nip it in the bud, as they said. It's just starting to affect the back of my eye, and they want to do a laser surgery on me, and I thought I wanted to check with you.
Okay.
To tell me what that is and what I should do and if I should do it.
Yeah, okay, good. So hold on here. I got a problem with my sound on my end. Okay, that's better. Okay, so there's a website that I want you to visit, drjwallach.com, drjwallach.com, drjwallach.com. And I'd like you to order an audio CD called Seeing is Believing. Seeing is Believing. That's an audio testimony of a medical doctor who was an eye specialist who started using Dr. Wallach's techniques, medical nutrition therapeutics, on his eye patients, most of whom were legally blind, some of which from diabetic eye complications, some from glaucoma, some from pityriasis rosacea, macular degeneration, any number of eye conditions, and they all recovered under the care of medical nutrition. Now, so that will give you perhaps inspiration, because look, when things start to go south with your eyes, that's going to make, even the most stout-hearted, courageous person in the world second guess themselves, because who wants to go blind? Nobody wants to go blind, right?
That's right.
Right. My experience with the laser surgery with my patients is that the vast majority of the people who've had the surgery wish that they hadn't had the surgery, because they develop complications from the surgery which are worse than the actual disease process to begin with. And, even in the best case scenario, if they were able to do some good with the laser surgery, it's not going to eliminate the cause of the disease. Laser surgery doesn't cure anything. The laser surgery just manages symptoms. It's like, painting over the mold in the basement without getting to the root cause of, well, why is there mold there in the first place, right? You just paint over it.
Right. My wife thought that, since we're doing the nutrition, we would take care of the issue, and then the nutrition would finish up, curing, so it wouldn't come back.
Well, correct, but the laser surgery does not. My experience with the laser surgery is that it creates more complications than it fixes. My recommendation, based on my work with patients, what I've seen happen to people who've had the laser surgery, is not to have the laser surgery. I've been working with a guy in Germany for the last year and a half. He had similar situations. And the laser surgery that they did on his eye created so many complications that, I mean, it was unbelievable. There was so much scar tissue and so much blood had accumulated in the back of the eye that wasn't present there before the surgery. It took us a year and a half to fix the negative effects of the surgery. And, you know, meanwhile, the root cause of the illness is still at play. We're up against a hard break here, Chris in Nevada. Stick around. I'll dial this in for you when we come back. This is where enlightened people, smart people come for real answers to real health conditions. Stick around, folks.
If you are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, if you are finally finished with expensive and ineffective MD treatments, and if you are frustrated with not knowing which nutritional supplements to take, you have come to exactly the right place. We are here to help. Log into EiffelHealth.com, click the contact button, and someone who has been working with Dr. Glidden will contact you and show you exactly what to do to recover your health. Go to EiffelHealth.com, that's EiffelHealth.com, and click the contact button now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Please visit my website, become a Dr. Glidden advocate, and start on the road to recovery. drglidden.com. We're chatting with Chris in Nevada, who's in between a rock and a hard place, if I can get my buttons to work. Chris, are you still with me? Hold on. For some reason, Chris, I can't get this. Are you there?
There we go.
There you go, Chris. All right, good. Welcome back. So, you know, there are some circumstances, right, under which conventional medical treatment is a good idea. For instance, if you have a broken bone, it's a good idea to have the bone set and put in a cast. And when you do that, if at the same time you do medical nutrition, your body is going to heal faster and quicker. There are some circumstances that MD conventional treatments are useful and effective, and you should do it. It's my opinion, based on my clinical experience with patients with eye disease, that laser surgery is not one of these instances. Now, understand that when the eye starts to go south, when any part of the body starts to go south and become symptomatic, it's because of years and perhaps decades of eating the wrong food and not having enough nutrients in the body to keep that part of the body healthy. So your blood sugar issue has been at play for a long time. Even before you were diagnosed with your blood sugar issue, it was at play, right? It's like varying degrees of badness, right? And when it finally gets to a certain degree of badness, it shows up clinically. But in the meanwhile, before that had happened, there was a lot of kind of bad stuff just a little bit at a time happening. So there's a lot of cumulative negative stuff that's been going on in your body for a long time, and you're not going to get on the other side of that in 6 weeks or 8 weeks. But I guess this begs the question, since you have been doing the nutritional stuff for 6 weeks, have you experienced anything positive at all?
Yeah, I've been. Well, when I was just taking the Beyond Tangy Tangerine for 6 months or so, my allergies went away. I noticed that.
Yeah.
I could be around horses.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which I couldn't be before, so that was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
my
okay.
blood sugar's dropped a little bit in the last 6 weeks. Nothing too dramatic, but I have changed my diet quite a bit.
Okay.
Because I refused their insulin and their metformin, and they were furious in the office when I did that.
Yeah. Well, that's how they do it. They make you scared, and then they intimidate you. And there's no other. Can you imagine if you went to an automobile dealership and you were shopping around for a car, and they tried to force you into a Cadillac and you didn't want it, and they just got furious at you? Can you imagine what would happen in that situation? But this is how the MDs operate, by fear and by force. And it's just a bad way, man. So, all right. So my recommendation, are you doing the Beyond Tangy Tangerine tablets or the Beyond Tangy Tangerine powder?
I'm doing the powder. My friend with diabetes, he's doing the tablets, and that's I guess a question for another day.
No, we'll do this right now. You do the powder, not the tablets. If you're trying to optimize blood sugar, you need as many minerals as you can. The tablets don't have minerals. So if you're taking the tablets because of the ORAC value, right, and you're dealing with trying to upregulate your blood sugar, you need to add the plant-derived minerals into the bargain in order to offset the balance there. Now, I recommend people take plant-derived minerals anyway, even if they are taking the powdered Beyond Tangy Tangerine. If you're taking the tablet Beyond Tangy Tangerine, you really need to take the plant-derived minerals because you're going to be at a significant loss here. And minerals are fundamentally important for the proper metabolization of blood sugar in the human body. You need the minerals. You need the stuff that's in the sweeties, but then you need the extra minerals. So my recommendation to you for the next 3 months would be, in addition to what you're already doing, just maintain what you're already doing. Get 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals a month. 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals a month, in addition to what you're already doing, and take 1 ounce twice a day.
Is that cherry mints or is it just the regular?
I would, in your case, just do the plant-derived minerals. Yep. I think it's, $19 a bottle, $20 a bottle.
Yeah. Two things. How do I get a recording of what you and I of our talk?
Yep.
And is that seeing is believing? Is that Dr. Wallach or another doctor?
Yeah, it's a different doctor, but Dr. Wallach sells it. Wallach was given a lecture years ago in Kansas City, I think, 400 people, and he was telling about his experience, right, with eye health. And a medical doctor in the back of the room jumped up and said, "Wallach, you're full of crap. You know, it's impossible to fix this stuff, and you're lying to people." And Wallach said, "No, I'm not." And so in front of 400 people, they made a bet. And the medical doctor gave Dr. Wallach 10 of his patients who were legally blind. And Wallach put them all on his medical nutrition program, and they all recovered their sight. And the medical doctor who challenged Wallach was so humbled by the experience that he agreed to do the recording, which is why it's called Seeing is Believing, because he didn't believe that you could do this, but you really can, right? So it will give you inspiration here, because you need that when you're up against an eye problem, because who the hell wants to go blind, right? Right. Who else wants to lose their sight? But understand here that from our point of view, the root cause of the eye trouble is the blood sugar issue. And so as the blood sugar issue resolves, the negative stress to the eye will resolve, and then the body will have the ability to fix the stuff in the eye that was made bad by the blood sugar. Now, there is a point beyond which the body can't fix that, but the laser surgery is not going to help in any way, shape, or form. The laser surgery is just a bad idea. Now, because this is at play in the eye, you also need to make sure that you're getting at least 50,000 ORAC points of antioxidants in your body every day. At least 50,000 ORAC points. Now, you can do that by doing 1 canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine a month and 1 bottle of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine tablets a month. If you take the 4 Tangy Tangerine tablets, you get 160,000 ORAC, which is unheard of, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So if you did those 2 things plus selenium, your body weight, I would do 3 bottles of selenium a month. I'd take 9 selenium a day. I would do 2 ounces of the plant-derived minerals a day. And I would do 9 EFA plus a day. 9 EFA plus a day.
And how do I get a recording?
Yeah, that's easy. You just go to my website, drglidden.com. And tomorrow, probably, you'll be able to listen to the recording of the radio program. You have to become a Dr. Glidden advocate to do that. It's a $20 a month subscription. Or you can go to, and if you do that, you'll see the video as well as the audio. Plus, we have everything that I say is written out, right? So it's written, it's video, and it's audio. Or you can just go to the GCN Live, GCN like Genesis Communication Network, GCNlive.com, and listen to the podcast. That's this radio station that broadcasts this message. So either way will work. But that's what I would do for the next 3 months. I would not do the laser surgery. Just let this ride for 3 months increase your ORAC, increase your plant-derived minerals. Make sure you're doing 9 selenium and 9 EFA plus a day. And now you also have to not even look at the 12 bad foods, man. That is not an option. You need to get that list from my website and stay the hell away from that stuff. Especially oil and fried food. You need to not eat the 12 bad foods, because if you continue to eat that stuff, it's gonna inhibit your healing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I saw corn was on there now, corn and soy.
Yeah, we added those too. And if you want to know why, watch the webinar that I did on pesticides and Roundup. This is new information just delivered by the World Health Organization. That's why we recommend you avoid that crap.
The corn was like, because I was doing a lot of eggs a day.
Yeah.
And I wanted to stay away from sugar. So, and then I was eating corn, like corn chips or corn tortillas.
Yeah, well, that's not a good idea because those are fried, right? And
these were, yeah. Okay.
They're fried, right? So you can't have anything that's fried if you're on the edge of macular degeneration, glaucoma, pityriasis, rosacea. Because from our point of view, the stuff that causes that is oxidative damage to the eye, oxidative damage. And what causes oxidative damage? Fried food, oil in a bottle, nitrates, heterocyclic amines, right? So you really need to be Johnny on the spot with the diet. And I also did a webinar years ago called Eye Health, and that's in the archives of my Dr. Glidden Advocate subscription. You might want to just watch that to get get a little more up to speed with what's going on here. But you need to give this 3 more months in an increased or kind of an accelerated nutritional fashion here. Keep your fingers crossed and stay the hell away from the laser surgery. No kidding. And now look, we need the right dog for the hunt, right? It's not the gun, it's how it's used. It's not the drug, it's how it's used. It's not the surgical procedure, it's how it's used. In my opinion, this is the wrong thing to do. Keep me in the loop here, Chris, with your improvement as we go downstream. I appreciate your trust very.
Thanks, Doc. I'll call you in 3 months.
I'll look forward to it. Thanks a million. Okay, who is up next? I'm having trouble with my soundboard here. We're going to try to dial in Sonia from Canada. Sonia, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
There you go, Sonia. Thanks for waiting. How can I help?
Well, I'm phoning about my friend. She's on Youngevity. She's on the Classic and on Ultimate Glucogel and OsteoFX. But she's having bowel problems and diarrhea because it's off her back. Her pelvis is always out of place. Her hips are not sitting right. And she goes to see chiropractors and massage therapists to give her colon lift and her stomach, like her organs, they're crushed together. What could she do to stop the diarrhea so she could absorb the glucogel to her back?
That's interesting, right? So did she have chronic diarrhea her whole life, or was it only since she started the Classic Pack?
No, she's had it before.
So she's had it for a long time. Yeah. So what I would recommend is she do a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 12 colon hydrotherapy sessions. My experience with people who have chronic diarrhea is that the main thing that's going on there is that their large intestine is jammed up with fecal material and it needs to be flushed out. Her system needs to be flushed out. And the best way to do that is with colon hydrotherapy. Now, is there anything like that? Are there any colon hydrotherapists near where you guys live?
Yes.
Okay, then that's what I would do. I would have her do. Now, normally, when people have, if I'm right, and this is a problem for her, she will know probably after the first treatment whether or not we're on the right track here, because people feel a remarkable sense of improvement when they have a colon hydrotherapy session, even just one, if they need it. And so that's the first thing that she needs to do. Have her do that, and then get back in touch with us and let us know how it went.